But you went along with living in Fairmont. Who knows? Maybe it was your idea. Well, let me be the first to give you a housewarming present.
Wow.
Good. It's so
All right.
good. So the drama is unfolding in this posh Maryland community, and we are here for all of this.
Yes, it is part of the new CBS daytime show Beyond the Gates, which follows the powerful and prestigious Dupree family.
So the stars joining us this morning are the legendary Clifton Davis and the fabulous Carla Mosley to talk all about the juicy drama. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning, Courtney and John.
Oh my goodness. Let me just say, there is so much tasty pudding happening on this show, and the slap quotient is high. Carla, giving me all the love.
I know. The slap quotient is high, and I think I have all the points. Danny is just, she's so messy. Yeah, we love her. You know, we start the show.
Yes.
Danny's been married for 30 years. She gave up her career as a successful model to be a mom and a wife and help build up her husband's career. And he pays her back by divorcing her and marrying her daughter's best friend and
so
moving her
juicy.
into the community. So, you know, it starts in the most wonderfully soapy way. And of course, you know, the drama will unfold and then unfold and then unfold again.
So when you're doing a slap on camera, how close does your hand actually get to the face?
It gets pretty close. You know, it's like a dance. You have to have a real communication with your scene partner. Of course, they're the ones who are selling it, and the most important thing is keeping them safe. But when you're doing it, you really have to commit, otherwise it's not going to look good.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so I've done a bunch of slaps, but it's been a while since I've done a punch, and that was pretty scary, especially because I'm punching poor Marquita. She's just the sweetest little thing.
I want to talk to the legend. I mean, Clifton Davis, you have been on my TV basically as long as I can remember watching good stuff. Talking
Thank you,
about my
Courtney.
mama, but also as the patriarch of this show, it's been 25 years since we've had a new soap opera. So you're coming in, you know, basically Big Daddy. And running the roost of this whole thing. What made you say, yes, I want to do this show in particular?
Well, one of the reasons that I said yes right away was because it hadn't been done in more than 25 years.
Yeah.
And it was the first African American centered 1 hour soap opera ever. Generations was good and
Sure.
An excellent show. It was a 30-minute show. And it had a black and a white family. We're a dynamically centered African American family, but we're multicultural in that we have all sorts of folks on our show. And we're multi-generational. I wanted to do it because it was a fresh challenge to me.
Yeah.
It was something I hadn't done before in terms of genre. I worked all over TV, as you know, and on Broadway. I've done 9 Broadway shows. Are you ready? My Lord, 9 Broadway shows. I mean, my last Broadway show was Wicked. So
Great.
I left there a year and a half ago on Broadway, and I'm so happy to do Clipped on Hulu with Lawrence Fishburne. But I wanted to do one more series. I even prayed about it.
Yeah.
This came to the fore, and it was a great challenge. It was just what I wanted.
I'm glad you mentioned the Broadway because I wanted to ask you, soap operas and Broadway both are known for having grueling schedules for the performers. Which is harder?
Ooh.
Ah,
Yeah, such a good question.
Well-
Go ahead, Clifton.
oh, no, you go ahead, Carla. Go ahead.
I was going to say I haven't yet done Broadway because I'm always Broadway, but I feel like now that we're in Atlanta, I'm just getting closer to going back to New York. But I've done a bunch of off Broadway, and I come from theater, so that 8-show-a-week schedule is particularly grueling. But it's sort of a different kind of marathon. You know, I think when you do a 5 or 6 show weekend, you really have to gear yourself up, particularly if it's a musical. You know, it's a certain kind of muscle that you have to have, and you go in and then you have that Monday off. And similarly, I think it prepares you for soap operas, but soap operas, you know, it can be a little different. You can have a week that's really, really heavy, but it's more about the memorization. you know,
Yeah.
than because also you can have a day where yesterday I was in at 6 and I was out by noon, you know, and so that can happen as well. But it's more the marathon of learning
Yes.
new lines. You know, we
Yeah.
had one day where we shot 120 pages.
Oh my
and to give you
God.
some perspective, to give you the viewers some perspective, when you're doing like a primetime show, it's a big day if you shoot 15 pages.
Yeah.
The page is roughly a minute.
I do want to ask, because I know that the NAACP was key in making sure that they were working behind the scenes on scripts and content for, storylines and things. What did you guys take away from that experience where the creation of the show was concerned?
Well, I took away that we were historical.
Yeah.
That we were breaking new ground, breaking the glass ceiling, if you will. And that this was never done before, and that this would have certain influence on what the stories were and what was depicted and how it was depicted and by whom it was depicted. And so we touch on some African American history with the civil rights movement. We brush by it. We don't really become a politically, socially oriented show. We're entertainment, and it's all fiction. But we do touch on elements of history. And so it felt wonderful to be a part of this historical movement, this Beyond the Gates.
Well, we get to go beyond the gates again today. Juicy, tasty pudding every day on CBS at 1 p.m. Thank you so much for your time this morning, you guys. We appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you for watching.
Thank you, Courtney. Thank you,
Thanks,
John.
guys.
It's so fun. Carla's slaps are great.
I didn't want to embarrass him on the air, but Clifton Davis, the man who was just on your television screen,
Legend.
79 years old. If you told me he was 55, I would believe it.
No, so the song I was singing, talking about that was the show That's My Mama was on in the 70s, I believe. He was on Amen, Shine on the Light of Heaven. All
Sherman
these
Humphrey.
shows, that some kids today have no idea we're even on television, but he's been around for.
His career is like 5 decades long,
Stellar
going
career.
back to Broadway
Stellar.
and all that. Yeah.
Love it. All right.